Hello guys and gals, and welcome! So today we are going to be playing some Diablo 2 Resurrected on Nintendo Switch. Now I have done a little bit of testing with this on live stream, and you may notice that I'm not on camera. It's because my Elgato software program just does not like my webcam. I don't know exactly what it is, but it'll record it, but it's very out of sync and it just looks silly because I'll be talking, but the sound won't be synced up with my words, you know, my mouth movements, and so it looks like a really bad old, like, Japanese or, like, Chinese movie where they did really horrible dubs. So if you'll forgive me, I won't be on camera today, but we are going to go over the Nintendo Switch version and take a look at how the Nintendo Switch version plays, how the Nintendo Switch version, you know, looks, how it... how the lobby is, you know, joining games, things like that. We're gonna take a look. Now there is cross progression, so my characters from the Nintendo Switch, my characters from the PC are available to me on the Nintendo Switch, and that's actually a really good thing because obviously I would like to show you, you know, all the acts and all the various parts of the game that. I think a lot of people are interested to see on the Nintendo Switch. One such area that I know for a fact was absolutely beautiful was the River of Flame on the PC version, and we're definitely going to go take a look at that. So what we'll be doing is I'm just going to basically just be a Magic Find character, and we're going to have a lot of fun playing with the Magic Find characters in normal difficulty. And the reason why we're going to do normal difficulty is just because I want you guys to be able to see everything. If I do it in Nightmare or Hell difficulty, it's going to take me a lot longer, and definitely not not the point of this video, is to take a million years. So I would like to play with some other people. Let's just hit other... Pandemonium event, Uber Diablo, PvP. No, that's not really what I want to do. I mean, I really just want to do a Magic Find game. So I'm not really sure what to do here. Perhaps the Cow King in a normal. Sounds good. Let's try that. Because we're going to go into the cow level. We're going to go everywhere, in fact. So I hope you will join me on my little Nintendo Switch adventure. Now, I have picked a Necromancer on purpose because I really want to show you guys and gals the Necromancer. You know, the Necromancer is one of the laggiest classes in the game because he is, you know, a host to some of the skills in the game that have the most graphical ridiculousness, I guess would be the term. You know, he has a fire golem. He has poison novas. He's got skeletons. He's got revives. He's got all these various skills, and it definitely does make things a little more difficult. Now, let's see here. I need to go through the process of actually setting this up because I've never actually set up my Necromancer. We're definitely going to want amp damage on B. I would like my golem on here, but probably not on a button that I'm going to press all the time, so X sounds good. My revives need to be on a good button, so let's do R. That sounds good. And what do we got left? Corpse Explosion. Yes, that needs to be on A. So we've got Corpse Explosion A. Not bad. We've got our Curse on B. We've got our Skeletons on Y. We've got our Golem on X. Seems like a good place for them. And our Revives are R. Are we missing anything? Let's be sure we're not missing anything. I do really have some other curses which may come in handy. Lower resist I don't really need unless I'm in a group, so I think I'll skip that for now. I think that's pretty much it, actually. I mean, I guess I could throw the mages on a button. I mean, I don't really have any mages. I only have one skeleton mage, but just Hibby on a button. How about that? So obviously, first off, we're in Act 1 here, and this is a fairly interesting zone. It's not like amazingly graphically, advanced, but it definitely is pretty. You can switch back to the old graphics, by the way, by holding down the ZL button, and pressing the minus button on the controller, which is pretty cool. And so you can see, obviously, that there is some graphical improvement over the original. It definitely does look better. There is also a I'm trying to remember here. I think it's double tap home. Or I can't remember the exact button combination. Let's go into the options. It's in the options here, I'm pretty sure. Gameplay. We got our mini map set up correctly. Trying to get used to these. Button combinations. Been playing on PC the entire time, of course. So item display. Doesn't have it listed down here. I know someone linked it. What the zoom option was for Nintendo Switch, but how to zoom on Nintendo Switch, and I'm pretty sure I'll get the no quick answer, I'm afraid. I could have sworn it was something like plus or minus. Or, God, I can't remember. I wish I had been paying attention. That would have been nice if I'd paid attention to when someone actually said what the zoom feature was. I know someone said there was a zoom feature on here. I'm not really sure 100% on this, so we'll just have to continue without it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to Tristram, and then we are going to make the cow level. I know you guys are excited to see the cow level, and the cows definitely are just as silly as you probably ever remembered them. All right, so first thing you got to do to go get the cow portal is you gotta go kill Rakanishu. And since we're trying to show off the game, we definitely want to show it off. My lovely fire golem has holy fire, and he's just running around murdering everything, which is hilarious in its own right. So So I'm currently set up for Magic Find, so we may see some sets or uniques pop out. Definitely going to be some fun to see those. I actually kind of like the way my Necromancer's looking these days. Nice little small shield. Not something I specifically need. What's up, my dudes? Alright, we're going to get ourselves a little skeleton army going, because why not? Who doesn't like a good skeleton army? Alright, we got a nice little army, and we're going to go have some fun in the cow level. I'm actually kind of impressed with the Nintendo Switch version. It definitely runs very nicely. I mean, obviously, it's not like the greatest experience ever. You're not getting 4K resolution and or 8K resolution, and but you know, it's still a very nice experience. It feels good, which is, I think, the important thing here is that it feels good. I do wish they would add lobbies to the Nintendo Switch version. The console versions in general, I don't really particularly like the party finder crap. I don't understand why we don't have lobbies. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever why they're going out of their way to seemingly make things more difficult than they need to be. Definitely more difficult than they need to be. So now we get to take a look at the beautiful cow portal. I kind of like using the D-pad. Transmute. Into the Moo Moo Cow Farms. Right into the Cow King's area. Beautiful. We're going to get ourselves some revives, because why not? I can't remember what the button was to, oh, there we go. So, L pulls up the items. Got a zombie hit here. I like zombie heads. Yes, go forth, my minions! Go forth and murder in my name. Ooh, a tower. There's definitely a lot less effects in the Nintendo Switch version. I mean, they definitely kind of went all out for the PC version. They added, like, flames to the corpse explosion and all this other stuff. But, you know, the Nintendo Switch version is very pretty, too, in many ways. And, I rather enjoy it. I'm going to have a lot of fun magic finding while I'm laying in bed next to my girl. You know, she's watching her little TV show, whatever she's watching, you know, like Dexter or something like that. And I'll be right there next to her and keeping her company and playing a little Diablo while I'm at it. Yeah, win-win, in my opinion. Win-win. I found this this really nice armor earlier, and let me take a look at my mercenary. So I got a ethereal rock fleece, which I upgraded to a shark tooth armor. He's wearing some magic find helmet for no reason, and he's got this really sweet Hone Sudan Yari, which came with 3 sockets, and has 45% chance of crushing blow on it. When I went ahead and threw 14% lifesteal in there and negative targets defense, and he is just kicking some butt. It was definitely a lucky find on my part There's a lot of really nice weapons that you can make for mercenaries. You can make them Breath of the Dyings and insights and infinities and all sorts of crazy things. But you know, it was interesting to find something like that early on in my Diablo career. That you know, it just kind of looked really pretty, you know, and worked out really well. That's what I meant to say. Not looks really pretty. I'm talking about the game too much. See, that's what it is. I gotta check these trophies. Even like cracked trophies and stuff like that can sometimes be really nice. You always gotta like just give them a good look real quick and see. Like this one has summon resist, track and confused. It's not the greatest head in the world, but you know it will sell for 30,000 gold in town. So there's that. There we go. And that one will also sell for 30,000 gold in town. Not in normal difficulty, though. In normal difficulty, they're going to sell for a little bit less. So if you want to hold on to those until you get to hell difficulty and sell them there, you get 35k. Whereas you're only going to get 25k in Act 5 normal. Only 5,000 in Act 1 normal, so definitely don't sell them in Act 1 normal. That would be very sad. So my skeletons are powerful enough that I really don't need to summon an army. I'm really just summoning an army for you guys. I just want to show you guys the cool cows and stuff. You know, this is really for your benefit. My skeletons can actually handle themselves on their own with no issue. Actually, my golem could probably solo this zone at this point. Because this is normal difficulty. Once you get to the level that I am, which is level 79 as a Necromancer, and you get yourself some decent equipment, you'll notice that most of this stuff becomes quite easy. And you don't necessarily need to to go through the process of... I don't have any keys. Of going all out in these zones. In fact, I'm actually wearing mostly Magic Find equipment, which, if you're interested in Magic Find equipment, I'll give you some words of warning. Don't go so deep into Magic Find equipment that you make your character useless. There are definitely there is definitely a point at which you will have too much Magic Find. So you kind of need to balance your Magic Find with your killing ability. So if you can put 50% more Magic Find on, but putting 50% more Magic Find on causes you to have an extremely lower killing ability, then don't do that. That's not going to help you out. That's going to be quite prohibitive, actually. And I didn't mean to buy that many scrolls. Still working out things. These potions aren't going to do anything. Oh, they're such terrible potions. Normal difficulty has the worst potions. I meant to grab some keys, but that's okay. We're really just showing things off here. Really just having some fun playing around in the Nintendo Switch version, getting an idea of what the stability is like, how the game is running, etc. And that's just what we do. Plated belts, those are pretty nice. Let's take a look at this plated belt, shall we? Fast hit recovery, that's nice. 15 to mana, 1 resistance, level 10 requirement. Good to save for some little lobies. Definitely, as you're playing along, you're going to make new characters. Don't ever think, hey, I'm only going to make one character, because that's just silly. There's 7 characters in the game, and each character has his own unique and special ways that they are played. And as you continue throughout the game, you're going to come across equipment which may not be good for your character specifically, but if you take a look at the level requirement, you're going to notice that equipment is exceedingly good for a low-level character. So hold on to that equipment until later when you do make that new character, and then bam, you've got yourself some pretty sweet equipment for a, you know, like a low-level paladin or a low-level sorceress or a low-level necromancer. And, you know, and in this way, you can really make your characters shine the next time you go through. Because the first time you play, of course, you know, you're naked. You're a naked character with no equipment, and you have to earn and work for every single little piece of anything that you find. And you know, that's fun. It is fun, but it's also fun to find equipment and hang on to that equipment for later. So I just found a soul rune, a pretty good find. That can be used to make a lore helmet, which is certainly a nice a piece of equipment. +1 to all skills, so definitely nice. And I'm hoping to find some uniques, though. It'd be nice if we found some uniques. A maiden spear. I am actually making a spear Amazon. Don't follow my footsteps, ladies and gentlemen. Spear Amazons are awful. I'm just I'm having fun with it. That's basically what's going on right now. And this maiden spear might just be my ticket to a good weapon. Let's see. 20 to 28, level 15 requirement. She could definitely use it. Slow attack speed, so not the greatest. +1 jab. It's actually not that great, so I think I'm just going to drop that back on the ground. You know what? Let's my most common skill that I use the most, that I definitely want to be using all the time, even if by accident, is definitely my curse. So I think I'm going to swap my curse and my corpse explosion. That way, if I do happen to accidentally curse something, that's not a big deal, because I like to accidentally curse things. Whereas corpse explosion is a rather high mana cost ability, so I'm going to take that off of A. Alright, so that's pretty much the entire Cal level. We've killed just about everything. And that gives you an idea of what this particular area and zone looks like in the Nintendo Switch. So we're going to move on to the next zone. And we're gonna skip over some of these zones that look very similar. You know, like for instance, the Bloodmoor, Cold Plains, Stonyfield, Darkwood, Black Marsh. They all look pretty much the same. Outer Cloister is definitely different, and so is Jail. So we're going to take a look at both of these zones. And Outer Cloister is the first time you come across the Sanctuary, and we're gonna go take a look at the beautiful main entrance here. Oh, what's up, buddies? Oh, a chip skull. I think I need one of those. So this is our monastery gate. And, of course, we've got the outer wall here. And, you know, it's not the most, like, breathtaking in the world, but, you know, it wasn't like... It's not like it's not a bump up. It definitely is a bump up from the original. So, there's that. I mean, the quality of this game on the Nintendo Switch kind of reminds me of an older title. But at the same time, you know, the Nintendo Switch isn't the most powerful system out there. So it can hardly be helped. I'm actually just happy that it works on the Nintendo Switch. I think a lot of people are in the same boat that I am, which is the Nintendo Switch probably wasn't our main system, I guess would be the way to put it. And because the Nintendo Switch isn't really our main system, we're not like super duper duper worried that it doesn't look the most amazing. If we want that graphical fidelity, you know, we can go onto our Xbox or our PlayStation or our PC, and we can play around with that graphical fidelity. But, you know, when we're on the Nintendo Switch, we're not worried about graphical fidelity so much as the mobility of it, the ability to, you know, basically, you know, play when you're at work on your lunch break, or you know, play while you're in your car or at the doctor's office, or while you're laying down in bed ready to go to sleep for the night, that sort of thing. And it certainly does allow for that. Right now we're playing in docked mode, by the way. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any way I can record for you the undocked mode, the portable mode. So this is just gonna have to do for now. I mean, I could always set up a camera and record the screen, but I don't really know how good that would be, or even how well that would actually represent the game, to be honest. Because you know, in portable mode, it's not like you're zooming in on everything and examining every fine detail. It's a different story on the handheld, you know. So this is definitely an interesting zone, and the jail is also pretty interesting as well. Lots of blood and guts all over the place. But let's move on from here, because I'd like to show you the catacombs as well, and the cathedral. Charcy, take your malice, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. Hello, my name's Charcy.
So we're gonna go to Inner Cloister, and in Inner Cloister we've got the cathedral, and the cathedral is a very pretty place. So so let's take a look at the cathedral. Let's see how that has translated over, shall we? So over here there's a mural along the wall, and if you guys have seen any of my other videos, in my 4K video I went over this mural, and it's a very pretty mural. It was there in the original, as you can see. So definitely a thing. And of course, in here we also have the stained glass windows in the back, and Mr. Bone Ash, who's hiding behind the cathedral door, and the blood fountains, of course, which have translated over quite nicely. And then if you go back here, there are these are the stained glass windows, which were there in the original. I feel like they've been translated over pretty nicely. We got like the little caskets and stuff, which is pretty cool. And we'll go kill Andariel real quick, because why not? That'll be something fun that we can do. I'm hoping we get a gold dagger pop out somewhere. It'd be nice. All these chests, all these little janks, and I keep picking up items by accident. I don't even mean to. I just pick stuff up, and it's just in my inventory now. It's like I'll just do it. Drink that. Why not? It's thirsty. I was thirsty. Okay. Who doesn't like drinking antidote potions for thirst? So the catacombs has always been a really pretty area, a very dark area, very much so, like you know, underneath the earth sort of thing. You know, like in the Indiana Jones movies and stuff, where he goes like deep down underneath the like church, and there's like rats under there, and you know, he finds like all the little coffins, and the dead bodies are all over the place. You know, it's kind of what the catacombs, I guess, is supposed to represent. It's like the dead area. What was with that sound effect? Did you hear that? I think it was loud. Rrr. I mean, so far I'm not feeling any like hiccups or any issues really. Granted, I don't have Poison Nova to spam. I kind of wish I had put 1 point into it just so I could spam Poison Nova and be a douche. But lag, everybody's crying out. Please stop spamming Poison Nova! Please! Everybody in the game is just like lagging out and crashing. Explode your body. So I definitely want to see, I want to take a look at Andariel before we go to the next act. So that'll definitely be something fun that we can do. And get the dark ones over there. The darkest of ones. How dark are they? We don't know. They are very dark. What's up, Tainteds? Shoot some of them lightning balls, Tainteds. I'm not really sure, like, what's going on camera, on in game, but I swear there's like this very slight, almost like blurring effect sometimes. I really can't quite pinpoint it because it's difficult to see, and it only seems to happen sometimes when I'm like moving really quickly in one direction or something. But it almost seems like when the camera is panning across, sometimes the graphics are a little blurred. But it's difficult for me to actually like see it. And I guess if I'm having trouble seeing it, then it doesn't exist, right? And it doesn't exist. 1 to strength charm. Woo! Let's take a look at this jewel. I already got a bunch of negative 15% requirement jewels. Bink. This character has no attack skills whatsoever. He's a purely summoned Necromancer. The goal of him, and his name is actually Nekedmancer, by the way. The goal of him is literally to simply put as much magic find equipment as he can on at any given time, so that he himself is essentially naked, so he's not really wearing any equipment that's worthwhile. You know, while also having a massive amount of magic find, which helps to find equipment. And essentially what I'm doing is I'm looking for gear to drop to other characters. The purpose of the Nekedmancer is not to take up equipment. His job is to find equipment and give that equipment to his fellow characters. You're going to find that that's a common theme throughout Diablo, is that you really want to you know, build a character specifically for magic finding, and then use that character to find equipment for your other characters. And in this way, you will create a funnel, so to speak, of equipment toward your you know, your non-magic find characters. And this character is my funnel character, essentially, right? So he does lots of stuff. Like he's found a whole lot of items so far, and I keep disseminating them towards my other characters as I go along. I went ahead and made a bunch of them, you know, just ahead of time, so that I would have them ready to hold equipment. Because the last thing I want to do is completely clog up my new shared stash with everything in the world. Although I do have the more important items in my shared stash, like for instance, you know, like my gems, my runes, you know, various things that are what I would call, you know, like sort of multi-purpose, multi-use, multi-class items. Things that are going to be good no matter what character they're on. And then what I do is I take the more singular purpose items. Like for instance, not everyone's going to want to use a Necromancer head, and not everyone can use a Necromancer head. So so most of the time the Necromancer heads are going to go on the Necromancers themselves. And same thing with the Paladin only items, the Amazon only items, you know, etc. Those will go specifically on those characters. And you know, if I have a Javelin Amazon who is not going to use bows, I'm not going to put any bows on her. So all the Amazon-only bows are going to go to the Boazons, and so forth and so on. So it really helps to cut down on the clutter. Ever since this shared stash has been added, I got to tell you, it has made things. It has made my life so much easier, so much easier indeed. And of course, finding Andariel can sometimes be a pain in the butt, which is you know, this is a whole thing. I got plus the skills? Oh, that's my quest log.
Charcy will imbue an item of power for you. I will imbue 1 item of power.
Do forgive me, because I know Andariel is not going to last very long. Look at the fire. Let's look at the fire in the original, shall we? I like the new fire. The new fire looks good, and yeah, in the Nintendo Switch version, it's not bad. Then we got the evil puddle of bodies over here. Apparently I've lost a couple skeletons. Bring those back to life, shall we? Oh, and what's up, hooker? Oh, nice. 2 pairs of boots. I was just complaining about not having enough boots. It's almost as if like they read my mind. And then, of course, we've got Andariel's throne up here, which was always here, but now it's more bony and looks good. There's definitely something going on with the fire back here. It's a little less fiery. If you're wondering what those boots are, one of them is rare and one of them is set. So the set boots are Hasuras, and the rare boots, we're just gonna have to find out what they are. So we've got 10% faster hit recovery boots with 2 res, and they're only level 3. We'll definitely hang on to those. And 20% faster run walk boots with fire resist 25%. We'll definitely hang on to those. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to put these in my shared stash because I want multiple characters to be able to see these. Well, that was not what I intended to do. Alright, so let's move on to another act. Now, Act 2 is Lutgo Lane, and obviously the sandy area. There are some very pretty zones in here, though, and we'll take a look at those. I think, first off, let's just go to probably like Far Oasis. We'll go take a look at Far Oasis first. So before we do that, let's take a look around town and talk to good old Lysander. He's like, what's up, Farah? What's up, Atma? Alright, so let's go take a look at, actually, you know what? We forgot to look at the one thing that's the prettiest in Act 2, which is the dome on the palace. I mean, the dome on the palace was there before, but now it looks very interesting. And let's go to, well, I don't have Far Oasis. I do have Dry Hills, though. So Dry Hills is obviously a big desert. You know, it was always a big desert, but now it looks a little bit more desert-like, which is definitely nice. Got our little palm trees and our little urns everywhere. And I never really particularly liked the whole Act 2 desert vibe. I mean, it's open, it's barren, it's a thing, you know. And when you go to Canyon of Magi has very much the same, you know, desert feeling to it, with dead bodies everywhere and urns and pots all over the place. But of course, some of the more pretty areas are not deserts in Act 2, so you can't say that Act 2 is only deserts, because we also have the harem and the palace cellar, as well as Arcane Sanctuary, and these are some interesting zones as well. And as you can see, we've got the palace cellar with all the little guards that are dead all over the place, and the wine barrels and jugs and everything, and of course the big giant blunderboars which run around and beat the crap out of people with their giant hammers. And definitely very, very awesome characters in here, some monsters, I mean. And of course this area is going to lead you into Arcane Sanctuary. And Arcane Sanctuary is one of the prettiest zones in the game, and so this is definitely going to be a true test of what they were capable of with the Nintendo Switch version. So let's take a look at Arcane Sanctuary, shall we? There's definitely a downgrade from the PC version. It definitely doesn't look as pretty, but it certainly does have a very aesthetically pleasing look. And like it. I like it. It's not bad. I wonder how teleport works on the console. Let's play around with that, shall we? So I do have an axe that has teleport on it, and yep, there it is. So let's go ahead and bind this to ZLB, shall we? There we go. So if I use ZLB, what happens? It's just going to so just a kind of like a generic teleportation distance. That's interesting. So you can't really choose the distance, but it's still a thing. You know, you've still got a distance that you're going. My thing is it actually going to be useful for the situations that people want it for? You know, most of the time, if you're trying to teleport, it's because you're trying to get by something, like you know, like a hazard of some type, or on the other side of a wall, or you know, it usually you're skipping something specific. Let me switch back to my main weapons here, my magic find equipment. Trying to remember which button it is. There we go. Alright, so let's go take a look at one of the tombs, because that's certainly a very prominent aspect of Act 2, and we'll get an idea of how the tombs look in Nintendo Switch. And then after that, we're going to move on to Act 3 and the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. We've got lots of pygmies. Gonna spit all them spit wads at you and make you cry a lot because they run away. Little flamethrower guys and everything. Doesn't really matter which tomb. Let's just go into a tomb. We'll just have some fun with it. And we'll see what we can find in here. Oh, yeah, the lighting effects are definitely very pretty. And, you know, so far I think I'm pretty impressed with the Nintendo Switch version. I haven't had any real issues. The no real big lag spikes. I mean, other than obviously the controls are much different. So, you know, I'm having a little bit of issues like picking up items, which I get it. The A button is the pickup button, and the A button is also used to kick urns, and it's also used to, you know, to use skills with, and the A button has a lot of different uses, so you end up picking up items that you'd rather not pick up on a regular basis, which is cool. I like it. I like the tombs. And as much as I like the tombs, we're still going to move on, though, because we want to cover the entire game before the end of this video. And the last thing I want to do is keep you guys here for about, like, 10 hours while you watch me roll through the entirety of Act, you know, of Act 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 normal difficulty. So let's move on to Act 3. And, of course, we have to take a look at the town itself. So let's go ahead and look at Khurast docks. Load times on the Nintendo Switch are a little long, but, you know, that's to be expected.
Our faith in you was well deserved.
I keep my rings specifically because I'm transmuting them. So I don't know if you guys have ever actually done this before, but if you take 3 rings and you put them into your Project Cube and you transmute them, you will end up with one amulet of a random, basically, level, depending on the level of your character. So basically, if you're level 79, like I am, and you reroll rings, you'll get a level 79 possible amulet or ring out of it. So 3 rings to an amulet, 3 amulets to a ring. And I did not mean to do that. Give him out. This is the inventory system is going to take a little bit of use to on the Nintendo Switch. It's definitely a little odd. What's up, Ormus, my dude? And then we've got Ashira's hut up here.
Good day. Hello there. You must be
Now that fewer of the Iron Wolves are needed to guard the docks, you are more than welcome to hire one. What's up, Alcor, my dude? Oh, I was like, why is there a monster in town? And, of course, when you walk out here, right into the jungle, I mean, this is the beginning of your journey. And the jungle is arguably one of the more difficult zones, just simply because it is so hard to traverse. All of the little bridges and little lakes and little, just like, the fact that you can't always go in the same direction. You constantly have to, like, double back on yourself. And, you know, combined with the fact that you've got to collect all of the parts of, you know, the heart, the brain, and the eye of Khalim, along with his flail. And it just becomes a contest, essentially, of patience. And, you know, it doesn't look bad. I'm going to be honest, it doesn't look bad. And we take a look at the original, which was a little darker. It seems like they definitely have made the Nintendo Switch version a little bit brighter. Or maybe it's just a side effect of the fact that the graphics had to be kind of downgraded a little bit. You know, things are a little bit simpler, and so they seem a little bit brighter, I suppose. A mole. Is it Bone Crusher? I have trouble seeing, telling the difference between some of the unique and rare colors sometimes. When the unique and the rares are sitting right next to each other, I can tell. But when they're not sitting right next to each other, I feel like I can't tell. They're too close together. They weren't too close together in the original. I'm not really sure why things have changed. And, I mean, once you've seen one jungle, you've seen them all. They're pretty much all the same, these jungles. So without further ado, let's go back to town, and we'll take a look at one of the non-jungle zones. So we're going to take a lower Khurast, I think, is when you get to that first real, like, non-jungle zone. And then we've also got the spider cave. So let's go take a look at the spider cave. It doesn't matter which one. It could be Arachnid, the Arachnid cave or the spider cave. Whichever one is right here. There's usually one right here. So we got the Arachnid lair. And, of course, we're going to have tons of evil spiders in here. And the fiends. And, oh, God, the spiders are so good looking in Diablo 2 Resurrected. And they still look good on the Nintendo Switch version as well, which I'm very happy about. Very, very, very nice. Beautiful, beautiful spider caves. Beautiful, beautiful spiders. I love spiders. What's wrong with spiders? There's a big giant monster of a spider outside our house, and it's apparently it's a very common spider, and they're apparently smart enough to know that the lights outside attract bugs, so they make their web over top of the lights, which I'm sure is to the dismay of my girlfriend who absolutely hates spiders. And I'm like, what? You want me to kill it? And she's like, no, no, no. And I'm like, good, because I wasn't gonna kill it. I was like, she's doing her job, all right? That spider is doing her job. She's helping us out. Leave her alone. She's killing all them evil bugs that you don't like. All the evil bugs. So we're also going to take a look at one of these flare dungeons. These things are really unique. And the flare dungeon and the swampy pit are essentially the same graphics. So it doesn't really matter which one we look here. And we've got, the little Stygian dolls. Oh, God. It's a good thing I don't have any melee attacks. Or any attacks in general to actually kill Stygian dolls with. Oh, we got some gloams in here. The gloam graphics have definitely been upgraded. That's definitely a thing. Got little caskets and things all over the place, which is pretty cool. And my fire golem is poisoned over there. He's all green. They got gates all over the place in here, and the lighting is just amazing. Overall, I think I'm impressed with the Nintendo Switch version. I think it has exceeded my expectations so far. When I say exceeded my expectations, what I mean is I didn't ever expect the Nintendo Switch version to look like the most amazing game that there ever was. And after having played around with some of the settings on the PC version, I can tell you that the PC version can look pretty bad too. Especially if you bring down the resolution scale enough, it starts to get really blurry, and eventually it just doesn't look very good at all. So the next place we're going to take a look at is the cities. So we got the Khurast Bazaar and Travancore. We're definitely going to take a look at these two areas, and then we'll take a look at Durance of Hate. And then we can, we can skip ahead after we killed Mephisto and go to hell. Ooh, look at the lovely swarms. What's up, swarms? I like swarms. One place I would like to show you guys is one of the temples. So the temples are really cool looking. They were always really cool looking. So let's go take a look in here and let's see which temple is this? The Disused Fane. Got a fire shrine. Let's click on this. Burny Death. Haha. I wonder how many of you guys and gals who'd never played Diablo 2 accidentally clicked on those fire shrines and killed yourself. If you're interested to know how much damage those fire shrines do, it is 33% of your hit points. So it is always 33% of your hit points, no matter what. And it doesn't matter how many hit points you have. You could have 10 million hit points; it'll still be 33% of your hit points. And it will kill you too if that 33% is your last 33%, because it's based off of your max HP and not your current. Doomspell the Hammer, huh? I always like coming into these places because there's tons of clickables, chests, rock piles, all sorts of goody things to click on in here. They're actually very high level in Hell difficulty too, so if you're running Hell difficulty and you're coming into Khurast and Lower Khurast and whatnot, they're actually great places to go just for clicking on items. And let's go to the next zone, because these little city areas do kind of look a little different from each other as you go forward. They add some new little graphics. It's kind of like the poor city, and then like the middle class city, and then the rich city, and then like the freaking I don't want to say like the richer city. I want to say like the priest. It's like the temple area where like everybody pours their money into the temple. You know, they're all donating to the temple and helping out the priests. So I guess like the almost like the priests area. And obviously, you know, this is a city full of corrupted individuals. The council in particular was corrupted, and the only member of the council who couldn't be corrupted was the obviously Khalim, who was the reason. That's the reason why you go search everything. A long battle bow. What is that? I want you to go in there, sir. I need you to go up here. I just want to see if it's the unique long battle bow or if it's just the regular. It is not. It is level 8. Not really the greatest. Will be fine. So this zone has a little bit more, stone, and of course, as you go forward, you end up with even more stone. And we'll kill the council real quick, and then we'll go into the Durance of Hate. The Durance of Hate, I think, is a really pretty area. Another area, though, I want to show off to you guys is the sewers. So let's go take a look at the sewers. There should be an entrance. Yeah, there's one right here. Here we go. So the sewers is where you have to search for Khalim's heart, and it goes deep underneath of the city. There's a lot of like waterways, little passages and things. There's definitely a bunch of bats in here and rats' nests, and it's filled with poop. I'm sure there's lots of poop under here. Poop. Ooh, a chest. And there are multiple entrances and exits to the sewers. Oh, hello, little undead soul killer pack. You can kindly die. It's pretty in here. I mean, it's obviously it's a little less amazing than it was in the PC version, but it's hard to come from the PC version playing in 4K resolution with max graphics, and then come to this and then be impressed. Obviously, I'm not going to be impressed with the Nintendo Switch version as far as like comparison wise, but I'm trying to be very objective in my my analysis here, because I do feel like the Nintendo Switch version has pulled off something that perhaps wasn't necessarily the easiest to do. The Nintendo Switch, while it is a very nice system, graphically, if its graphical prowess is something closer to an Xbox One, a little bit below an Xbox One actually, from what I remember reading. So it's like in between, like, say, a PlayStation 3 and an Xbox One, closer to the Xbox One. Obviously, it's much more powerful than the Nintendo Wii, for instance. I'm sorry, the Wii U is what I meant to say. The Wii U. It's much more powerful than the Wii U. And, I don't know. It's a very beautiful rendering of the game. If you wanted the best graphical prowess, definitely go with the like the PC or the Xbox or the PlayStation version. But if you're looking for mobile gameplay, I mean, this is very, very nice, and I think you will enjoy it. So let's get over to Travancore real quick. Shouldn't take us very long, and we can enjoy the sights while we're at it. That's the point of this, right? To really get an idea of what the game looks like. So this should be... No, wrong one. Oh, I heard a rune. An Eth rune. I need Eth runes. I need as many Eth runes as I can get. So many recipes use Eth runes, and then on top of that, Eth runes are absolutely great for a lot of characters. Because the negative 25% defense, it's just great to add to specific items. And it certainly makes things easier to have a negative 25% defense on a character which may or may not. Man, that's actually not bad. Half freeze duration, but I'm gonna drop those. All right, so we should have the yep. There's the Travancore, and we can go up to the Khurast Causeway. And there's two temples here to the left and right, by the way, if you guys are ever interested in doing some magic find. They are level 85 temples, both of them. So the temple to the left and the temple to the right here, the one this way and the one this way, are both level 85 areas in Hell. So if you're over here, you're in Travancore, and you're just having some fun magic finding, they're actually very good places to go to try and get some equipment. And of course, we've got the sacrificial altars here, which of course were in the original game, the sacrificial altars, but they definitely made them a little bit more bloody, more filled with blood. Diablo 2, more blood added. And up here we have the council members, and we've got the orb. Of course, the orb is gone because I've already completed this quest, but that's okay. And murdering the council. We got the hydras popping up here and there. And then this is the Durance of Hate, of course. But we're going to take a shortcut through the Durance of Hate. I'm not going to go take the long way. Let's grab the waypoint, shall we? Those load times, though. I mean, I get it. The Nintendo Switch is not the most powerful system, and it does take a little while to load some areas. Although I do notice that once it's in the zones, it does pretty well. It doesn't have to load very much while it's here. It's only when it's transferring in between like acts and things like that, or like kind of like more drastic zone transitions. So like a good, for instance, would be going from like Durance of Hate to Khurast Bazaar, or Durance of Hate to like Act 2 or something like that. It seems to almost preload, like a little bit, the areas where, you know, it's expecting you to go. So like it's probably expecting me to go to Durance of Hate level 3, so it's probably already preloaded. And so when I find it, I will probably very quickly be able to get in there and out. So let's see here. All this blood and guts everywhere, man. I tell you. Look at all these dead bodies. Just dead bodies out the wazoo. Out the wazoo. A little bit of trivia, in case you guys didn't know this. This blood pool here in the center is actually a man. So in the original game, they actually made this blood pool specifically to represent an age-old euphemism, which is essentially that the portal to hell resides within the heart of man. And you see these are his feet right here, and as you go up, this is his legs. And the portal is, of course, directly in the center of the pool of blood. And if you go up here to the top, you'll see his head as well as his arms. So these are supposed to be his arms coming outward. And then as you go up to the top, you'll see that circle piece. The circle piece is his head. So it's a little bit of trivia. If you ever get a chance, if you look it up, you'll find a picture zoomed out, and you can actually see it from a more far back perspective. And of course, here we got Mephisto, looking all boss. What's up, Mephisto, buddy? You dropped me a splint mail. That's just a rare splint mail. I think that's just a rare splint mail. I'll be alright. Pick up all this gold, because why not? And I always make sure I click on the chests and stuff in here, because I get a lot of items that drop from these chests. These weapon racks and things like this. And I usually come over here and kill Mr. Buttface YN Voidbringer too while I'm at it. What's up, buddy? Plus you get to see some more Hydras, and who doesn't like to see Hydras? All the Hydras, shall we? Who doesn't like to see Hydras? Kicking all them baskets is what we do. Kicking lots of baskets just for you. And of course, when you approach the head, this is the head right here. The bone bridge comes to open to the portal to hell. The portal to hell was a little less impressive than the PC version, but it looked kind of neat. And of course, now we're in the ever so tiny Pandemonium Fortress. And in the Pandemonium Fortress, of course, we've got Tyrael back here, who's looking pretty boss, and he was always here, but he's looking a little bit more boss now. The big old fireplace, of course, so we can stay warm in hell. Because who doesn't need to stay warm in hell? It's important. You need to stay nice and toasty in hell, because it's not hot enough. It's not hot enough in hell. You need a little more heat. All right, you need a little need a little more heat. That's right. Don't laugh at me, sirs. Just trying to stay ahead of this game here. Let's go ahead and put some of this stuff up, because we're probably going to find some more good stuff while we are in killing Diablo, right? Because that's what we're going to do. So the first thing I want you guys to see is the City of the Damned. The whole hell area is very pretty, but of course, City of the Damned is a very pretty area. Now, one place that was really wowed me in Act 4, was the River of Flame, and I'm actually really excited to see what this looks like in the Nintendo Switch version, because the Nintendo Switch version, of course, is the lesser of the 4 systems, and let me just say that the River of Flame really blew me away. When I loaded it in PC and I got into the River of Flame, it really made me like, wow. Like, I was like, wow, this is awesome. And I really couldn't even speak or say anything on it, because it was just such an amazing, like, graphically amazing area. That you just really felt like you were in the middle of a freaking like volcanic zone of just magma and fire, and so when we hop in there, we're definitely gonna have to take a look at that and see what's going on. Oh, what's up, Mr. Corpse Spitter? I hear you like corpse explosions. Give me some of them mana potions, please. Alright, so let's go into the River of Flame. This area is cool and all, but let's go into the River of Flame, shall we? Look at that beautiful River of Flame down into the glowingness. Oh wow, it still looks really good. It still looks really good in the Nintendo Switch version. Man, that's nice. I like that. We're gonna have to walk this zone real quick, because this is just absolutely beautiful. Die and give me a corpse. And of course, no video would be complete with Diablo 2 without going to take a look at the at Diablo himself. So we're gonna go do that next. Might as well get the full army running. Really stress out the game. Let's see how much we can cause the game to get all wonky. Hoping to find some nicer armors. Let's see what we can do. There's definitely some really sweet armors to find, like Twitch Throw and Rock Fleece and so forth and so on. Have we already finished our Hellforge quest in normal difficulty? We have not. Okay. I guess we can take a look at that, shall we? So we actually have to put the hammer on. My blade of Alibaba. I was about to say I didn't get a rune. 2 flawless skulls. Interesting. I'm not really hurting on gems right now, so I mean that's something I've been collecting the entire time, you know. All right, let's go up. I'm just gonna kind of run by things at this particular point, because I kind of want to really get a good look at this area, but I also don't want to take up all you guys' time in the process. So bear with me as I do my best to run through most of this zone. Although, you know, as a higher level character, a lot of these monsters die fairly easily anyway. So. Plus, when they get in my way, guess they're gonna have to die. Oh, dead end. No, not dead end. Oh wait, no, yep, dead end. Oh crap. A beautiful dead end full of flames. Man, my armor looks so much better in the new game than it does in the old game. That's for sure. Oh, look at this. Poor guy. Set you free. Poor guy. I got you, fam. I got you, fam. Dead end. Sweet. Alright, so we should be nearing the River Flame waypoint, which means we are on our way to Chaos Sanctuary. And we've got Hadriel here, Hadriel, or however you want to say her name. And we're going to cheat. We're going to use some teleports. And, man, this area looks really nice, too. Well, teleport doesn't work as well as it should, in my opinion. It's definitely not as great as it was in on the PC version. The inability to choose exactly where you're going to teleport to is a little much, because it doesn't exactly give you the same control over where you're going, I suppose. All this junk I'm always picking up. All this junk in my trunk. All this junk in my trunk. I got that junk in my trunk. All that junk in my trunk. Sir. Sir, calm down, sir. Alright, so of course to summon Diablo into the mortal realm, we have to complete the seals. And are we in the... No, we're in hell, that's right. To summon Diablo to the hell realm, we need to complete the seals. So let's go tag the seals real quick, and we'll summon Diablo forth. So first seal... Second seal, and of course that brings forth the Grand Visor of Chaos himself. And 2 War Scepters. Wow. It's kind of impressive, actually. I did not mean to just magically drink 2 potions. That was a little much. My bad. Let's take a look at these War Scepters, shall we? War Scepters can be exceedingly good. It really depends. Or they can be exceedingly bad. That one is exceedingly bad. We'll check out the other one in a second because we don't have any Scrolls of Identify. So the next one we have to, speaking of Scrolls of Identify, +2 to Holy Freeze, +2 to Holy Fire. It's not that great. So the next guy we have to pop to get Diablo to come forward is Lord Decis. And you pop his seal right here. Then Mr. Lord Decease comes out. And a balanced axe and a balanced knife. Not too interested in those, so I'm going to move on. As you play the game more and more, you'll start to know what items it is that you're specifically looking for and which ones you're not. And as you start to figure that out, you know, you'll ignore certain items just simply because you know that they're probably not going to turn out to be good items. I mean, you can check them anyway, and a lot of people do, but, you know, this is a video where I'm trying to show you the graphics of the game, not have you watch me identify 1,000 million items of indeterminate value. So the next monster we're going to spawn here is the Infector of Souls, and the Infector of Souls is a Pit Lord. He always spawns extra fast, by the way, so do be careful when spawning him, especially if there are people nearby who might not be able to take the damage that he dishes out, because he will swarm you really, really quickly. And then once you've finally completed the last seal, of course, the Grand Visor, Chaos, the Lord Decease, and the Infector of Souls, you're going to have Diablo summoned forth. And we'll play around with Diablo a little bit here. So we got Diablo's Fire Attack, Diablo's Lightning Attack. And then, of course, we also have Diablo's Cold Touch. Diablo's looking pretty nice, I gotta admit. He looks good. He looks good. I like him. Alright, we got a unique item. What do you know? A unique War Axe. I believe that's the one that has poison damage on it. Yeah, Rake Scar. That's actually a pretty nice Lobi axe. And we also got a plate mail. We'll have to take a look at that. So let's go back to town. Let's put this Rake Scar in the stash. Put these in the stash too. I'll have to organize this all later. Please do forgive my my lack of OCD-ness. I'm trying to rush for you guys. I want to make sure you guys can get a good look at all this as quickly as possible, because you know this may be the video that determines whether or not you purchase the Nintendo Switch version, and I want you to have a full picture, as it were. That is absolutely dirt awful. But do keep in mind that armors and such tend to be worth a lot of money. As you go forward into Diablo 2, in the harder difficulty settings, you'll find better and better armors. And once you get to around the plate mail version of armors, they start to be worth a pretty decent amount. As you can see, this is a 20,000 gold item. So we're going to actually hold on to this, and we're going to go over to Harrogath. And Harrogath is where you're going to find the next version. With 25,000 gold vendors. All right. And you'll see that this armor is worth 25,000 gold as well. Well, 21,123, so pretty close. And that's just the plate mail. As you go forward, you're going to find even better armors that are worth even more money and are going to be way over the cap of 35,000 in hell. So as you can see, Harrogath has a pretty big city. We've got this guy over here who's, I think he's been cooking a rabbit for a really long period of time, and I think the rabbit finally got finished. What's up, Anya? How's it going? Still a little chilly? Oh, here's the guy cooking a rabbit. Oh, yeah. That rabbit looks tasty. Get a slow cook. That's a 20-year slow cook, boys. That rabbit is going to be delicious. Alright, so Act 5 has many and different varied areas. So the first thing we're going to look at is Frigid Highlands, so we might as well go over here and and murder Shank and Eldritch real quick, because Shank and Eldritch love to be murdered. It's their favorite pastime. And they also have fairly good ability to drop items. And we got a Great Helm and some claws. Might as well take a look at them. Actually, we don't have any ID scrolls, do we? Look at us being terrible. The terriblest players that ever live. It's okay. We'll just hold on to them. It's not that big of a deal. And we're going to go down here. We're going to kill Shanky Poo. Shanky Poo has a rather cool graphic when he dies. Lots of fanfare and elemental like things coming down when he bites the dust. I always thought it was really pretty. So we'll take a look at that. It was also very kind of laggy, if I remember correctly. No, don't run away, Shank. Here we go. We got our... oh. What was that? God, which shield is that? Why can't I remember? Inventory Tetris is so fun, you guys don't know. Have to inventory Tetris. And of course you got the catapults over here. Freaking cools, I don't know what when they die too. I'm such a freaking nerd. I'm such a nerd. Let's go, I think this is Civerbs. Civerbs has a very pretty graphic, by the way. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Civerbs' shield. It's not the greatest shield in the world, mind you. You know, not like stat-wise, but it's just a very pretty shield. Could totally see people wearing it just for the fun of looking at the graphic on the shield, which is really cool. It's got like Medusa's face or something on it. It's really quite a pretty shield. And especially in the PC versions where you can really see the graphics, but it still looks kind of good. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna hold on to it because Civerbs is actually a decent set for some low-level characters, and 6 to 14, 6% lifesteal, level 18 death razors, 2 resistances, and +3 to energy. Those are both really nice Lobby items. I have a lot of brand new characters that I need to make. When I say a lot of characters, I really mean I have a lot of characters which I'm going to make. And all this equipment is going to come in super duper handy in making them later. So the next place we're going to take a look at is Crystalline Passage. So basically like the entire Crystalline Passage area, Glacial Trail, and Ancient's Way, they're all pretty much the same as far as like the graphics go. So we're really only going to take a look at one of these sets. I'll see if I can find a Frozen River real quick, and we'll go take a look in there as well. Poor Barbarian. I'll set you free, buddy. And the Frozen Creepers look really good. I'm actually really impressed with those. Very, very frozen and creepery. Oh no, we got a crash in the middle of a stream, guys. Check that out. I think that's the first time I've gotten a crash on the Nintendo Switch version. So, very interesting, especially that it happened right in the middle of our stream. So, so we got to reload up. I want to leave that in. I'm not going to edit that out. You know, why would I edit that out? Because this is a kind of like an overview of the Nintendo Switch version, and for the Nintendo Switch version to simply crash on us like that, you know, while we're doing a system run, that's good. Did you notice down the bottom right-hand corner there it said test, and then it said production, and it's flashing to the production release? It takes a rather long time to load as well, which is it's not just like loading to the single player like system. like it has to connect online and grab your characters and do all that, and it seems to be a whole lot. And of course, you got different backgrounds for each character. I don't know if you guys have seen that. So depending on what act you last logged out in, you get a different background, which I think is pretty cool. All right, let's just go into a private game. It's not a big deal. I'm a little disappointed that I made a cow level game and nobody joined. I mean, I don't know how many people are on the Nintendo Switch playing right now, but it certainly seems a little odd to me that they wouldn't. Nobody would hop in for a cow level run. Alright, well, Crystalline Passage and Frozen River look pretty much the same. And then we also have got the Worldstone Keep and the Ancients area. It would be nice to take a look at the Ancients. So instead of wasting your time looking for Frozen River, let's waste our time looking for Ancients Way. So we need our Fire Golem out again, and we need to remake our army. Not a big deal. Although not a lot of the monsters in this area produce corpses, so that might be difficult to get an army. One of the downsides of Necromancer is that you do rely pretty heavily on the Necromancer's dead bodies. The dead bodies all over the place. Frozen Tundra, so that's the wrong way. And the dead bodies definitely allow you to get your army running. There we go. Got our nice little army running. And what's this? There we go. Area Summit. That's what I wanted to show you guys. So we'll kill the ancients real quick. What's up, Corlick? What's up, Maddock? What's up, buddy? What's up, Talik? Y'all's punks. That's what it is. Punks. And then, of course, we've got the Worldstone Keep, and the Worldstone Keep is very pretty. They kind of changed the graphic on the succubus's attack, and I'm not really sure why. It's the same way in the PC version, by the way. No. I've got a spear Amazon that I'm playing, and she does need some decent weapons. That's the only reason I picked up that trident. Worldstone Keep is definitely one of the prettier areas. Definitely a lot of like glowing crystals and just like just really interesting things. You also got a lot of really pretty monsters in here. I mean, you can have gloams, you can have the Herodrum, you can have the defiled warriors. You got the little monsters that like lay eggs in the other monsters' stomachs, which I always thought was really grody. Really grody. I mean, so far, I think I'm really liking the Nintendo Switch version. It controls very well. It is certainly easy to get around on. I'm not lagging or crashing too often. I mean, as you know, as you saw, I was playing for about an hour and a half before I had my first crash. I managed to go through most of the game, kill most of the monsters. So not like the biggest problem in the world. I mean, I will keep you guys posted though, you know, if I'm getting crashes all the time on the Nintendo Switch version. But I'm gonna assume that you know, for like a console version, it's probably not gonna crash very much. I think it's usually an issue more so on the PCs, just simply because PCs tend to be more variable. You know, Nintendo Switches are not as variable. There's only a couple different versions, and so it's very easy to program for each version. Whereas the consoles, you know, there are less variables, and the PCs have way more variables, way more variables. Of course, I'm just running by everything. The evil death lords. We've got the demon sprites and the skill shrine. All that nice little bone sounds. There we go. Now we're in the Throne of Destruction. And the Throne of Destruction has a very red, I mean extremely red vibe to it. I mean, there's little torches all over the place, of course, and just looks very pretty. And of course there's the Stygian Furies. Usually a lot of Stygian Furies in here. In fact, you know what? We're going to go ahead and make an army out of these guys. Because why not? Stygian Furies are fun to have in your army. There we go. Got a nice little Stygian Fury army. And oh, some more Stygian Furies. What's up, Bailey Alio? I kind of like Baal a little bit better in the original. Not like graphically, but like aesthetically. Definitely did have a little bit of a lag spike there. I don't know if you guys noticed. There was a little bit of a hitch. It's kind of like right when the monster spawned. I love getting these guys as revives because they spawn hydras for me. They are absolutely great to revive. On the next group of monsters, you'll see what I mean. I'll have about like 30 hydras just like all around the place murdering everything, and it's great. It's great. Spawn my hydras. A little bit laggy there. You know, it was always a little bit laggy in Baal's throne room, though, especially in between phases. So, I mean, I can hardly say that that's something that's new. And then, of course, we also have Baal himself. So we'll go into the Worldstone chamber, and this will be the end of the video because there's really not much more to show you guys. Once we take a look at the Worldstone chamber, we've pretty much gone over the entire game. Now, of course, there are multiple difficulty settings. You know, Nightmare and Hell, but the areas do stay the same in all three difficulties. You know, just the difficulty of the monsters goes up tremendously between normal and Nightmare and Hell. And looks like he dropped us a unique bastard sword. Oh, look at you just dying in horrible pain and death. That's right. Just go ahead and die. Thank you. That's right. And then, of course, Tyrael comes down. Where's Tyrael? Tyrael, where are you, buddy? Tyrael? Well, fine then, Tyrael. Be that way. Alright, I do believe this is Black Tongue. And then we also have some heavy boots. I want to take a look at those. And let's go back to town. Black Tongue has a very unique graphic. That's why I want to show it off. So let's take a look at that. Okay. Kane, old buddy, old pal. Lots of poison damage and prevent monster heal. It's a very powerful sword because it has number one, it has a prevent monster heal on it, which prevents monsters regeneration, and then of course it also has a poison effect on it, which also prevents monsters regeneration. So when you combine the two effects together, you end up with some pretty nice things. Oh wow, 10% faster recovery, 2 resistances, 20%, repairs durability, heals stamina. Not bad for some little, just some boots to throw on a character. And I think we've covered just about everywhere. We hit the cow level. We did Frigid Highlands, Crystalline Passage. I guess the Halls of the Pain we didn't do. Forgot about that actually. It's been a little while since I've went into Neelathak's temple. That definitely is an interesting zone. I don't know if you guys knew you could do that, but that's totally a thing. If you are a summon Necromancer and you need your some minions, you can come into Neelathak's portal, and in Neelathak's portal, there's a bunch of monsters that are on the ground that are laying, pretending to be dead, and you can totally go in there and just be rude to them. And of course, we've got the Halls of Anguish. The Halls of Anguish are very interesting looking. They always were a very unique area. Lots of sort of designs on the walls and various things. The monsters in here can sometimes be very unique as well. Cages all over the place. Death Lords are absolutely amazing revives. I usually try and get a couple of them whenever I see them. Oh, well, he exploded. What's up, buddies? Of course, I'm not actually going to complete this quest because I want to keep my portal so I can kill Pindleskin all the time. They got a cool little snowflake above the shrine. It's real pretty. Now it's above my head. I'm kind of enjoying the Summon Necromancer with a controller. There are definitely some characters in the game that do not translate well to a controller. The Amazon, I think, would be one of them, because the Amazon is very much so a place your shots character, which is, you want to make sure that you're placing your shots in the best possible place so they're piercing through the most number of targets at any given time. And it's a little bit more difficult to do that with a controller, as I found out. But it's interesting to also point out, though, that characters like the Necromancer that don't need to place their shots and do have multiple skills which all need to be on the bar at the same time. Swapping back and forth constantly between amp damage, corpse explosion, skeleton, fire golem, revive, and skeleton mage on a regular basis can become quite tiring, especially when you only have one button to press. So it does become quite interesting when you're playing on a controller that you can, obviously use all those abilities at the same time. I really wish they would let the Necromancer have another slot, just so that he could have more abilities to summon things. But the thing about Necromancer is, like, most of the abilities that he has are not usable on the left click, which means the left click goes completely unused the majority of the time, and there's really nothing that has ever been done about it. An Emerald, nice. Alright, guys and gals, I do hope you appreciate these videos. This has been a look into the Nintendo Switch version of Diablo 2 Resurrected, and I've got to say that I am impressed. I like it. I think it runs fairly smoothly. The graphical downgrade isn't so great that I am like disappointed or anything, and I have to agree with Rob Gallerani. It runs like butter, as he said. Such an odd comment to make. He could have said, you know, it runs like water, or it runs like I don't know. But runs like butter seems like a rather weird statement. But anyway, as always, thanks for watching, and keep watching.